Most people don't ruin their lives all at once. They ruin them slowly, quietly, one tolerated habit at a time. A job they hate but keep showing up to. A marriage where no one really listens anymore. Evenings spent scrolling in silence, wondering how life became this small. And they tell themselves, this is just how it is. But here's the truth most people never hear. What you allow today becomes the prison you live in tomorrow. Not the economy, not your boss, not your past, but what you tolerate. This is where Stoicism begins, not with abstract philosophy, but with brutal honesty. The Stoics were very clear about one thing. You cannot control the world. You cannot control other people. You cannot control fate. But you can control yourself. And here's the uncomfortable truth most people avoid. Most suffering is self-inflicted. Not because of enemies, not because of bad luck, but because of habits repeated every single day. Habits of thought, habits of reaction, habits of avoidance. Epictetus said it plainly. We suffer not from events themselves, but from our judgments about them. Your life isn't ruined by what happens. It's ruined by how you respond. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 8 things you must stop doing immediately if you want peace, inner strength, and real control over your life. These aren't self-help tips. These are chains. And if you don't break them now, they will decide your future. 4 habits that quietly drain your inner strength. 1. Stop complaining. Complaining feels harmless. It feels like venting. It feels justified. But Stoicism calls it what it really is. Weakness made audible. Every complaint sends yourself a message. I'm powerless. I have no control. This is happening to me. Think about the guy who hates his job. Every morning he complains about his boss, his salary, the system, but he never updates his skills, never applies elsewhere, never changes anything. Complaining feels like action, but it's just noise. Marcus Aurelius, an emperor carrying the weight of an empire, never filled his journal with complaints. He filled it with instructions, reminders to endure, commands to stay disciplined, notes on patience and duty. Complaining doesn't release suffering, it rehearses it. So here's the Stoic replacement. When you feel the urge to complain, pause. Ask yourself, what is actually in my control right now? Then replace the complaint with action, even if it's small, discipline, even if it's uncomfortable, gratitude, even if it feels forced. Nothing destroys resilience faster than constant whining. 2. Stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison is a slow poison. It blinds you to your own progress. It turns someone else's success into your personal failure. And it makes life a competition you can never win. Picture this: a woman lying in bed at night, scrolling through social media. Everyone looks happier, more successful, more loved. In 10 minutes, comparison erases 10 years of progress. Seneca warned about this long before Instagram existed. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. Comparison is craving, and craving has no finish line. There will always be someone richer than you, stronger than you, further along than you. But here's what we forget. None of them are living your life. None of them are responsible for your soul. Stoicism gives a simple rule. Measure yourself against who you were yesterday, not against someone else's highlight reel. Progress is personal, or it isn't progress at all. 3. Stop procrastinating. The Stoics had a brutal equation. Time equals life. So when you waste time, you're not just being lazy, You're wasting your existence. How many dreams have died because of the word tomorrow? How many goals are buried under "I'll start later"? Think of the man who's been planning to start his business for 8 years. Same notebook, same ideas, different year. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." If death came tonight, would you still delay? Would you still scroll? Would you still put off the work that matters? Stoicism doesn't demand perfection. It demands action. Small steps count, imperfect steps count, but waiting does not. Do it now. The clock does not negotiate. 4. Stop seeking approval. Approval is one of the most expensive addictions. The crowd is unstable. Praise today, silence tomorrow, rejection the day after. If you live for their approval, you will eventually die by their judgment. Epictetus warned us clearly, "If you wish to be free, do not wish for anything that depends on others. Approval depends on others. Virtue depends on you." Think about the man who avoids hard conversations in his marriage. He wants peace. But silence isn't peace. It's avoidance. Real peace comes from self-respect. Ask yourself honestly, are you living or performing? The only audience that matters is your conscience. And the only validation that lasts is earned through discipline. 4. Deeper cuts into the human condition. If the first 4 were uncomfortable, these go deeper. 5. Stop running from pain. Most people design their entire lives around avoiding discomfort. Stoicism does the opposite. The Stoics believed pain is not the enemy. Pain is the teacher. They practiced voluntary hardship, cold baths, simple meals, physical and mental challenge. Why? Because comfort weakens. Struggle strengthens. Think about fitness. Muscle doesn't grow in comfort. It grows under resistance. If you run from discomfort, you run from growth. And a life without growth becomes fragile. Strength is forged where comfort dies. 6. Stop wasting energy on anger. Anger feels powerful, but it's a lie. Seneca called anger a form of madness because it blinds reason. Anger is like holding fire in your hands. The longer you hold it, the more it burns you. Think about road rage. The other driver forgets the moment in seconds. You carry it for hours. Yes, people will wrong you. Yes, injustice exists. But anger doesn't fix injustice. Clarity does. Action does. Discipline does. Release the rage. Redirect the energy toward solutions. 7. Stop living in the past. The past is not a place you can live, it's ashes. Marcus Aurelius warned, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Dragging the past with you is like carrying a corpse. It slows you down. It rots your present. Think of someone replaying a divorce, a mistake, a lost opportunity, over and over. The past already took its share. Why give it today too? The only real moment is now. This breath, this choice, this chance to act better. 8. Stop ignoring death. Most people live as if death is a distant rumor. The Stoics kept it close. Memento mori. Remember, you will die. This isn't morbid, it's clarifying. When you remember death, you stop wasting time. You stop chasing illusions. You start choosing what matters. One day, you'll realize time didn't slow down. You just waited too long to live. Death gives life urgency, and urgency gives life meaning. Let's be clear. These 8 habits, complaining, comparing, procrastinating, seeking approval, avoiding pain, feeding anger, living in the past, ignoring death, every single one is a chain, and chains do not break themselves, not tomorrow, not someday, now. The Stoic ideal is simple. Live like Marcus Aurelius. Think like Seneca. Stand firm like Epictetus. Calm, disciplined, unmoved by chaos. This is the Stoic life. This is the path to peace. This is how strength is built. If you're ready to live with discipline and inner power, stay on this path. The journey is long, but you do not walk it alone.